Hello and welcome to this tutorial on advanced searching and saving with PubMed. At the conclusion, you'll be able to use the PubMed Advanced Search box to combine search concepts. Use the clinical queries filters to search based on clinical question type. And create an NCBI account to create customizations. People often equate advanced with harder. Not so. Equate advanced with greater control. You've watched the Quick Start tutorial and you know how to run a basic search in the simple search box and how to rely on the automatic term mapping. You watch the search details tutorial and understand how PubMed interprets your search string. And you watch the mesh tutorial and know how to select a precise heading to run your search. You have full understanding of all the moving parts and you know how to put the puzzle together. The advanced search puts you in total control of these elements and you don't have to worry about a cluttered simple search box. Next, I recommend taking your Pico elements and making a search grid for each concept that you'll be searching. Notice I left out the C concept because it's standard. It's not a comparison intervention per se, so I'm not using it. But once you list your concepts, go ahead and find an appropriate mesh heading. You may want to use the ATM feature to flesh it out and then use the mesh index to verify it's the one you want. Then I think of keywords that I could use to describe my concept. Keywords or keyword phrases. Then I take each concept and I string together all the terms that I generated for that concept with the Boolean OR. Notice my OR is capitalized. I do that for each concept. Then I go over to the database and begin to enter my searches. From the PubMed homepage, access Advanced Search beneath the simple search box. I've split my screen so that I have the advanced search page on the left and I have the Word document I created with my concepts on the right. Go ahead and select each concept and now paste it into the query box. And run a search, but keep it added to the search history, otherwise you'll be taken back to the results page. Do that for each concept. And the last concept. A search has been run on each concept individually. And so just getting a sense by looking at it, we can see that intermittent fasting had 615 results, so that we'll never have more than that number of results because we're going to go ahead and these concepts together to combine them by using the actions. First, add one of the concepts to the query box. Then select another concept, and this time we will join it with the AND, because they are different concepts and we're bringing them together. And now run another search. And there we have our results. See how simple that was? It wasn't hard at all, and we're in total control. We can combine searches any way we'd like. We could add a different term in. We could even just start at the beginning and look at insulin resistance. That's one of the terms that doesn't come up with automatic term mapping when we look at diabetes type 2. However, we want that concept in our search. We could take these similar concepts together and build them right in this search area so that I could go ahead and add this to the query box and now add this one with the OR because it was one of my similar concepts. And I'm going to scroll back up, add it to the search, and now You can see I've begun to expand that concept. So I can do it all right here. I showed you how to do it in a separate Word document. You can do it all right here if you want to. Next, I want to show you how to search based on the type of clinical question you're looking to answer. I want to refresh your memory about evidence-based practice and the different types of questions you might seek to answer. It may be therapy, a diagnosis, prognosis, or etiology harm question. And that correlates to the type of study design you're most likely to find to answer that specific type of question. PubMed has filters built right in to help you retrieve those specific study designs. The clinical query search is found on the PubMed homepage. If you want to quickly get back there, you can always just click on the PubMed.gov logo. But before we leave the advanced search page, I want to copy this search string that we put together so that I could paste it into the search box when I get to clinical queries. From the PubMed homepage, we can get to clinical queries beneath the Find area. The search box on the clinical queries page works the same as the simple search box on the home page. You can just enter your search concepts, let the term mapping work, and look at your results. Or you can use your constructed search string from the advanced search page and run your search. This is what makes clinical queries special. If you look at these categories, you'll notice that they're the same as the question types that we looked at earlier. We're looking at an intervention question, so we'll keep it selected to therapy. Then it asks if you want to run a broad scope or a narrow scope. To help you decide, let's look at the filters. Scroll to the bottom and look at the filter information. Here we can see that the filters are actually search strings that are added on to the search terms that you enter into the database. The therapy search is broken out into sensitive or specific, otherwise known as broad or narrow. And we know that therapy questions are often best answered using a randomized controlled trial. So that's very specific and narrow, and by looking at the search string, I can see that this brings back RCTs. But when I look at the broader search, I will also be able to retrieve RCTs, but again, it is broader. So there are other terminologies used like clinical trial and therapeutic use, random allocation. So it is broader. It'll pick up more results, but they won't be quite as specific to being just RCTs. And so that's the same going through to the other types of question categories. And that's how you would analyze which one you want to use. Now if I scroll back up to the top, there's also one for systematic reviews. And this is the search that is added on to your search terms to retrieve systematic reviews. Now let's take a look at our results. This page gives you a brief view of the results that you will get. We happen to have a search result that's small in number, but this can get very large. So if you scroll down, click on See All. When you select See All, it takes you to the PubMed results page, and from here you can refine as I showed you in the results page tutorial. But what looks different here are the NCBI filters that have populated my page. Normally, the clinical queries do not appear on the results page. The reason they show on my page is because I'm signed into my personal NCBI account and I've made this customization. You can tell I'm signed in because in the upper right-hand corner is my username. Another feature I showed you on the results page tutorial was the Send To feature, and I also mentioned that my bibliography and collections are a feature in my NCBI. I'll log out of my personal account and show you how to create yours. To log in or create your My NCBI account, click on Login in the blue menu.